Bloomberg just posted a new article about gaming NFTs, and it's their worst take ever. Let's talk about it. People misunderstand gaming NFTs all the time, even more than art NFTs. It seems like the combination of gaming and NFTs brings out the most controversial and confrontational aspects of human nature. People get mad and they disagree and they get tribal. Well, I think this Bloomberg article right here, How Gamers Beat NFTs, really perfectly sums up the misinformed take that's become a standard lately in gamer circles. So let's dive in and see what's good. Now, I don't want to read the whole article because it's kind of long and boring. No offense to anybody. We can read the first paragraph or two, and then you'll get an idea. Then we'll jump to some commentary. So Nick Kammen's video game development studio, Aggro Crab, which I've never heard of, has tied its image closely to making fun of cryptocurrency. Its first major game, Going Under, is a broad satire of capitalism and startup culture, full of gags about the gig economy, data mining, and the blockchain. A third of the game is us just attacking crypto. That was the whole joke. Sounds like a wonderful game. Wow, super fun. One level requires players to traverse a dungeon whose workers physically mine a substance called Styx Coin for their boss, the ferryman Hustle Bones. Yeah, like I said, I don't want to read this whole article because it's not, it's like whatever. But we believe NFTs, this is a quote from the guy, we believe NFTs cannot be environmentally friendly or useful and are really just an overall fucking grift, said Kammen and his co-founder, Kalen Pollock. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing any names. And they condemned a decision of their publisher to try to use NFTs. So this article goes on to talk about them and other game developers protesting NFTs, pushing back on game publishers, and basically getting the bigger, more powerful entities in the gaming industry to give up and to let go of NFTs. The small guy pushed back and the big guy had to cave, the people's voice was heard. That's kind of the idea of what they're getting at. Now, I actually like this article because I think it's so absurd. I think there are certain sentences and paragraphs in here that are quite self-contradictory. If you're able to take a few minutes to think about what they're saying in some of these paragraphs, I think there's actually a pretty solid case in favor of gaming NFTs. And so that's what I want to jump to because it's a long article. Let's just go right to the paragraph, which I think is, especially the sentence, which is the worst possible take on NFT gaming because it gets it exactly backwards. So it's right here. It's this sentence right here. Digital horse armor may be a waste of money, but at least it can be fun, and most buyers aren't thinking of it as an investment. NFTs are inherently vehicles for financial speculation, and gamers worry that layering them into a fantasy world will suck out the fun. Let's really think about what they're saying with these two sentences. They're suggesting that it's okay if you spend your money on quote-unquote digital horse armor, but only if you don't own it. It's okay to spend the money on the digital thing for fun, but not if you get ownership. That's it. You can spend the money, but it can't be an NFT. They aren't mad about how much it costs. They aren't mad that you're spending real money on a digital object. After all, the sentence concedes that it can at least be fun. The only thing they have a problem with is the NFT, which is the mechanism that gives you the actual ownership. You owning the thing is synonymous with having NFTs. The NFT is the mechanism, it's the technology that makes you be able to own it. And that's the only part they have a problem with. They're fine with you spending your money on the digital thing in the video game. They're just not okay with you owning it. They want Activision, Blizzard, Microsoft, Meta, Facebook, etc., them to own it. They don't want you to have ownership. That's actually exactly what they're saying. That's literally what they're saying. They're not saying, oh, NFTs are bad for consumers, but, we need to do this. No. It's fine if you spend your money and give it to the big company as long as you don't get to own anything. It's such an anti-consumer, anti-smaller, what's the right phrase? Anti, small groups, people with less money, people who don't have a lot. It's against them, and it's in favor of the big groups who control these ecosystems. If Meta owns everything, you own nothing. It's so weird. It's so weird. And there's another sentence that kind of lays this out a little more, where they're talking about Minecraft. I don't know if I'm going to struggle to find it. I can just read it out. Basically, Minecraft has almost total control, here it is, of in-game cosmetics through its marketplace. And owner Microsoft Corp sees no need to open things up to Web3. I gotta read that again. Minecraft has almost total control of in-game cosmetics through its own marketplace, and its owner, Microsoft Corporation, sees no need to open things up to Web3. In the Minecraft community, I've come to understand a lot of people think like they're fighting the good fight against NFTs. Let's get this crystal clear. Minecraft is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft is the one who is anti-NFT because they would like to keep total control. I'm not saying NFTs should be quickly just shoved into Minecraft. Perhaps Minecraft is better without NFTs. But the reasoning of like saving the gamers by keeping NFTs out doesn't make sense, because the real group of people who are happy to keep NFTs out is Microsoft. They own the shit and they get to keep full ownership when gamers reject ownership. And by convincing gamers to reject NFTs, big corporations have actually tricked gamers into rejecting their ability to own things. It's okay if you spend the money. It's just not okay if you own anything. I think it's messed up. I think we need to really try to educate and think and break apart these articles, break apart these hot takes. What is being said? What is being professed? What is the idea? If you own some of the things by having in-game NFTs, that means companies like Microsoft and Blizzard, Activision, etc. will own less things. You and other gamers will have more of the power, and big corporations will have less, which is important because power tends to accrue in these large organizations, and then wacky stuff can happen. So we got to make sure that the gamers, the individuals, the people who aren't in control of large gaming companies, they need to have ownership. You should have ownership. The author of this article is not making a lot of sense to me. In my opinion, it is better for gamers if they own the things that they're gonna spend money on regardless. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Flux signing out.